Welcome to the Wednesday Warrior Wrap-Up, where we take a look at some of the awesome news and reveals of this week. First up on the Wednesday Warrior Wrap-Up, we have a look at the end of May Hasbro Marvel Legends fan stream, where we had the team minus Ryan show up. So we had Dwight and Dan telling us about the upcoming pre-orders. So first up, we got the pre-orders for the Fantastic Four movie, for the Fantastic Four First Steps, where we got, I believe, 6 figures in total. We got Mr. Fantastic, Johnny Storm getting ready to get Human Torchified, Sue, Mrs. The Invisible Woman, and the Thing. Then we got Human Torch all torched up, and then we got the Silver Surfer. So those were the first things revealed, and they all went up for pre-order already. Links are, of course, in the description down below for anything today that is available, including these. And then we got a look at something that I was very excited about. We talked about it during the last Find In stream when they did a little teaser, and is that of the Marvel vs. Capcom capsule they're going to be doing. And they showed us everything, all the items, and then they also told us that they're going to be pre-orderable between now and the middle of July, is what it sounds like. So they're all going to go up for pre-order before the summer ends. So you're going to get, first up is the Wolverine and Silver Samurai. Looks incredible. Love this version of Wolverine. It will be going up for pre-order tomorrow, I believe, on the 5th. And then on the 6th, the Psylocke and Thanos will be going up as a Target exclusive. As you can see below, it shows you all the different pre-order dates and the different items. It looks like we're getting Psylocke and Thanos as an exclusive to Target, and then I believe War Machine and Omega Red as a Walmart exclusive, and then the rest are mainline except for one of the characters is Amazon/fan channel, which is the squid guy I'm forgetting the name of, but they gave him, I think it's Gargantuous is what they decided to call him instead of Shimagoroth. Yeah, so we had a lot of cool stuff showed off. The Juggernaut is something I'm very excited to see in hand. Hopefully when I go to Comic-Con, some of these will be on display and I can kind of take a look at them and see what they look like in person, because they look incredible. But yeah, that was everything they showed us. They showed us some movie stuff, some version stuff, Gamerverse stuff, I think is what they called it. So these will go perfect with your Jedi Toys Street Fighters. I almost forgot. Dwight at the end, is it Dwight? Yes, I think it's Dwight, the toy designer at Marvel. At the end, he teased a little accessory, and when I saw it, my brain started, clicking the pieces together and realized that whatever he's teasing will probably be shown off at Comic-Con. And the only character I know that has a green arrow in the Marvel Universe, that's not Hawkeye. He has, regular arrows or purple arrows, if anything. Well, who did they come out with the year before last? Last year we got Rom Space Knight, right? The year before that we got Crystar at Comic-Con that they revealed and showed off. Well, I am 90% sure, actually I'm 100% sure, this is Warbow from the Crystar universe. So we are getting another Marvel Legends Crystar character figure, and I'm very excited. As you can see, I have the image of Warbow in the toy version in the comics, and you can see the green arrow that he has because he, uses a bow. So I'm very excited about this. I cannot wait to see it in person. Hopefully it's there at the convention, because I love myself some, obscure characters from, other franchises that were part of Marvel, like Rom Space Knight, like Crystar, like the Micronauts. So I'm very excited for this. Next up, in Transformers news, which the next couple segments are a lot of Transformers news, but first up, the Wild King Wave, I think 2 or 3, I think this is Wave 3, got revealed, and I believe they're going up for pre-order in Japan already. Unfortunately, these are something we probably won't see here in the US unless it gets imported, because it is their Japanese kid line, and they're really cool looking. We got a Shadow Megatron here and a Nemesis Prime, kind of redeco of the Megatron the Optimus, which they always do repaints all the time if they can of characters, so this is really cool though. Then they come with some new Beast, a Bull character, a Sabretooth character, and then a dinosaur character that looks really cool. I'm very excited for this line of Transformers, because we're getting a kid version called Cyberworld that is going to be showing off this month, I believe, and next month for the summer. It's not as exciting. The Scorponok looks incredible. That's going to be part of it. But it is definitely not as exciting as this stuff from Japan, which is always kind of the case. They always have a lot cooler stuff when it comes to the kid brand stuff compared to us. But That's totally fine. Hopefully these will end up on like BBTS, Entertainment Earth in the future. Once they've ran their course in the Asian market, they'll maybe import some here to the US, but my fingers are crossed. But at this point, the only way you're going to get them is through HobbyLink Japan if you want to get them here in the US. Like I said, there's a lot of Transformers news. This is all, of course, coming from across seas, from Takara. They decided to reveal a bunch of stuff. I feel like a lot of these items were going to be revealed by Hasbro at Comic-Con, so hopefully when I go to Comic-Con, some of these will be on display. But we have a look at the Studio Series 86 Megatron, which got revealed by Takara, and now we have an official image of it. In a bit, we're going to talk more about it in detail in the next slide. But this one, you'll notice the legs are different. Apparently, the next photos are from leakers, unfortunately. But since this item already went out officially in Japan, and I believe they showed it all off, and then here in the US there was actually a Walmart link. I don't consider them leaks anymore because they've been released officially through one of the official companies, and there's been other stuff. But look at the legs of this Megatron in the photo here for the Studio Series 86 one. You'll see his legs are going to be different in the next slide when we talk more about stuff. But yeah, now we have an image of the Megatron, we have an image of the Missing Link cartoon versions of Cliff Jumper and Bumblebee that will be in a 2-pack. So if you missed the first run of toy versions, now you can get the animated versions. I believe the toy versions are still available if you want to go pick them up. They are great. I love the Missing Link stuff. Then we have a look at the MPG Hauler, I believe it is, which is the green version of Grapple from Transformers. And this is going to be the Masterpiece line version. We got the original Generations version back in the day from Walmart during the Speedia 500. Now you can get the Masterpiece version if you want to put it in with your Masterpiece. We also got a look at the Transformers 1 Deluxe Starscream, which looks really nice. I'm excited for this, and I'm excited to see all the repaints they're going to do. We also got a look at the Elita 1 a little bit more, and then something I'm very excited about. If you missed Refractor during Siege and you missed Thundercracker from the Target 2-pack, we'll look no further than Takara to kind of help you out there, because they're going to be doing another Dramatic Capture series set of Thundercracker with Refractor, and it looks really awesome. So you're going to get all 3 of the ones done up in a really animated, accurate color of the camera bots, and they will transform, and they're going to actually have the bits that originally came with the Toy Accurate one. That was a box set that went up, I believe, on Amazon. They're going to do that kind of those bits so it looks more camera accurate when it transforms. And then you're going to get a little Crimzeek. I know a lot of fans are upset we're not going to get the little camera that came in the drone pack back in the day. But it's one of those things where you could always get the blocky camera that Megatron has if you really, well, it's kind of too big, but you can find a camera accessory out there if you want to. And then of course you get this really gorgeous looking Thundercracker, which means there's a good chance that we're going to get another Dramatic Capture version box set with Skywarp so you can finish those Seekers if you bought all of them. I know my Dramatic Capture Triple Changer Takeover just shipped from Hasbro, so I'm very excited to see it and compare it to the Legacy and Earthrise and Studio Series versions of those characters. And then we just got a lot more information from, on the same kind of vein of Transformers, we got a look at some micro machines, Micronauts, like the Pharaoh and that one that Super 7 recently came out with. I'm pulling a blank on the name, but they're actually going to do a full-scale version over in Japan. So these are definitely something that me and some other fans that I know are very excited about to see some Micronaut stuff come back out. And then on the same vein of things, we got a look at the Shield D Prime, which is the Zoids Diaclone Transformers collab, which looks really cool. We got an official price. It's about $260 in American compared to the yen. So if we see it here in the States with imports, it's probably going to be closer to $300 on TF Source or BBTS or anywhere else that might get it. It'd be cool if Hasbro sold it, since, you know, they did have history with Zoids and Diaclone and Transformers, so hopefully they'll get in and it'll be a little bit more fair of a price. I don't mind paying the $260, I just don't want to pay like $300, $310 for it, because I get it, it is a very much collector piece. I might not even be able to get it, or anyone here in the States, because it might only be exclusive in Japan and we don't even get it imported here. But my fingers are crossed that, you know, a miracle will work out with this. And there were just a lot of Transformers stuff. So that was everything shown off from Japan through, you know, Takara. And I'm sure we'll see it all kind of shown off at Hasbro, that being the Studio Series and the Masterpiece and the other stuff that, you know, will be here. I'm just really excited to see the Megatron. On the note of Megatron, I forgot to talk about in the last frame, we did get official images of the last 2 of Devastator being Mixmaster and the other character I'm forgetting, but here's some more images of them, along with a ton of images of Megatron. and a couple images of Widowmaker from the Studio Series concept movie line. And this is really cool looking. I'm very excited for it. I think it looks really clean, really nice. I just wanted to cover it real fast and show you guys all the different images of Megatron next to Studio Series 86 Optimus and Megatronus and other versions of Megatron, like the Masterpiece one, and just kind of have you guys be able to see a little bit of it, since we, had images of it posted up on different forums and stuff like this. Unfortunately, these are from, leakers. But you'll see here, like I said, the feet are different. The legs, the lower legs, they're like a blue jean color looking, bluish gray. Whereas the other one, that's the official Takara one, is more, in my opinion, animated accurate with like a darker color, matching the kind of, skirt and the gun and stuff like that, the barrel / scope. And I just wanted to cover this more because a lot of people are upset that it's just a tank. And there's a bit of me that feels like I feel 75% confident that there is, because Takara worked on us, there is a hidden gun mode in this, because the fact that the gun tip is on a 5mm port that sticks to his back, so he looks more animated accurate, but then becomes the front of the tank when you have it in tank mode, but it looks kind of awkward in the scope. There's a part of me that feels like the legs hold most of the tank. Like, those legs are doing a lot of the work for this Megatron to hold the tank pieces, so there's no kibble around it. Well, the legs on Megatron are a handle in gun mode, and the rest of the gun is in the top part. I think there's going to be a way to move this around to make a somewhat fan-made gun mode. So don't run around with it outside. But you will probably be able to get a decent, because the chest is the, what's the word I'm looking for, the main part of the gun. And then the 5mm, front of the tank that goes on his back, that is the tip of the gun, and it attaches to like a left or right side of the chest. And then the scope plops on. The head probably folds in. There's probably a 5mm port somewhere on the head, like neck bottom part, that you could stick the scope there, fold things around. I guarantee Takara hit a semi, not 100% accurate, but enough that, it makes it there. But I'm, for one, I'm excited just to have this Megatron. I don't care if it becomes a tank or a gun. I always thought it was interesting that Megatron became a gun in the first place, but I get why, because when they brought everything over, the whole history of it. If you're Transformers, even a semi-fan knows that it's because of the whole micro changer and different lines of Diaclone mixed into one. But just a really cool looking Megatron, and the Widowmaker looks really cool. I like the way they were able to turn this into, especially since they're have different people working on Studio Series Baver stuff now than before. And then on top of that, the Constructicons, finally seen the last two. I cannot wait to see this all at Comic-Con. It's interesting to see that Takara, I don't know if they were trying to prevent leakers from leaking as much, because there were some hints out on the internet that people already had hands on them. But I do think it's funny that the ones that people took and got their hands on, I'm thinking they were not the finished product, because the fact that the legs are that color, but on the official release they're a different color that looks more accurate, I think that might have been on purpose. I think the ones that got out were test samples that were not the finished product, as you can see here. So just imagine all these ones next to the other characters has those proper legs, and you can kind of get a better idea of it. And today was the G.I. Joe live stream, so I have some cool G.I. Joe news for you guys. First up, we have a look at some name-only reveals. We got a Sand Scorpion, a Cobra Sand Scorpion with Scorpion Pet, which sounds really awesome. I'm looking forward to that. You can troop build and get a set of Scorpions to troop build with. We're also going to be getting what sounds like a Steel Brigade or Steel Corps Trooper Outpost. So kind of like that Trench Viper set. It's going to have some accessories so you can world build. Really cool stuff. Then we also got some digital renders of the upcoming not Marauders. Is it Marauders? Or I can't remember what it is, but it's Sergeant Slaughter and another character who I'm pulling a blank on, but he was a Viper Gone Joe. Really cool set. I'm excited for it. There was so much news today, so I'm pulling blanks on things. We also got a look at 3 pre-orders that went up. The links are in the description down below. That of the Missile Command set that comes with, I believe it's Hawk, to go with your Vamp and your Awe Striker. Then we got a pre-order for Slice and Dice from Ninja Force for your Cobra. And they said it has some troop building features with some ninja army building kind of hidden in there. Then we also got a pre-order for the samurai character. Once again, I've pointed about it. It's like, I'm not going to say it, will just sound funny, but yeah, we got those 3 for pre-order. And then we got a little teaser at the end. And if I missed anything, oh, there was also the police officer for the 60th anniversary program. I almost forgot that. I'm very excited for that. Really good for your Marvel Legends if you want some cops with your characters, just like the firefighters. Now we're just waiting for some EMTs so we can have the full team of rescue characters to go with your Marvel Legends and your other toys, which is really cool. And then we also got a look at, I feel like, I know there's images here, but I'm pulling blanks on things. What else did we get? Oh, we got to look at the Colt Slither set, the full set finally. So it looks really awesome. Looking forward to that Comic-Con. And then lastly, at the end of the stream, Emily stayed on to tease that the next HasLab will be revealed at the end of June. So they're going to show it early. We'll probably see something at Comic-Con maybe of it. She made a reference to cold, snow, frost, kind of like she said, stay frosty, keep it chill. So the rumors are that it's either going to be the Snowcat, which is what I feel like might be the obvious answer. But there's also a chance that it could be the Cobra Wolf or any of these other ones that I have shown here. So throw your ideas of what you think it is in the comments down below. Let me know what you think it might be. I feel like it's just going to be the Snowcat because that's such an iconic vehicle that they know they could get more people to back that. And some of the other ones are small enough that they could be used for, mainline releases through Amazon and Fan Channel. But yeah, lots of awesome, amazing G.I. Joe stuff. Real quick, we're just going to cover some Motu news from Mattel. And we got 2 new drops coming to Mattel Creation later on this month. First up is the Fright Zone playset. I'm very excited for this set. Looks really awesome. And then next up we have what I believe is called the Strider. It is the pterodactyl dragon-looking creature that came out back when Masters of the Universe was first coming out. And you could put a figure on it, it could fly around. It's really cool. I know it's one of the grail items that a lot of Motu fans are usually looking for if you can find one complete with certain accessories and not missing. But yeah, just wanted to cover that real quick. Let you guys know that you can mark your calendar for these 2 days shown here on the screen. If you want to pick these up on Mattel Creations, I believe you will need Club Grayskull to get early access, but then the next day they should be available with whatever limited quantities are left if you want to pick it up without having Club Grayskull. And in the same vein of Masters of the Universe, we have a look at the Mondo Toys 1/6 scale, the 12-inch statue figures of Beastman from the Masters of the Universe. So this would go well with your Skeletor and He-Man and the rest of the team that have come out already. It was limited quantities. I think it was less than 1,500 or something like that. So it might be sold out by now, but if it is still available, I do have the link in the description down below if this is something you're excited about. I think it looks really cool. If I had the space for something like this and the finances, it'd be cool to collect these. I think I've said that when it comes to Mondo Toys all the time. But there's just so much cool stuff coming out all the time. And I'm kind of covered when it comes to Motu characters in the, origins or animated stuff. But this is just really cool. I like all the different accessories, the detail, the photos that they took of the different characters interacting. So I just wanted to cover it here real fast because I thought it looked really awesome. Plus, if there's anyone interested in this, it is available. And with Comic-Con just around the corner, we have a look at some of the NECA Comic-Con reveals. First up is the Ben Cooper Halloween Kids Tiki Kid, which looks really cool. It will be available at Comic-Con exclusively. And then we have a look at the TMNT Turtles at the Beach set, which is really cool. Comes with a surfboard and this really cool wave effect that you can put all 4 of the turtles on. These cool turtles in their beach outfits, really awesome looking stuff. They'll all be available at Comic-Con. I know that usually whatever they have left over, they'll put on the NECAstore.com. So if you want to try to pick it up there, if you're not making it to the event, you can try that. I can't imagine this set would, be too hard to get because it is another one of those, in my opinion, a very convention-themed product where there's not a lot of people who need this in their collection per se, but, that need this in their collection, but there are some people who buy every kind of turtle thing that comes out. So there will be some excitement for it, but hopefully everyone who wants it will be able to get it. And in McFarlane toy news, we have quite a few McFarlane items to talk about this week. There might have even been some that slipped through the cracks when it came to everything that was going out. But right now we have information about how all these Supermans shown here are available on Target.com. They went up, some of them sold out, some of them are still in stock, I believe. And then we also got to look at something I'm very excited about, one of the robots from the Superman movie. You can get that, it's going to be coming out later on. And then also on non-DC stuff, we have a look at some more Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines and a really cool silhouette of a Diablo, I believe it is, a character that will be coming out in the same kind of vein as the Doomslayer, where it's that, new elite version and stuff like that. So just some really awesome McFarlane stuff to see. He's always putting out new stuff every week. He's definitely kept me busy when it comes to covering really awesome, DC stuff and other brands that they're doing. I'm very excited to see the Warhammer stuff keep going. I really would love to see, other species and stuff like that, not just Space Marines, but, Space Marines sell. It's like Batman sells, so really cool stuff. And in Lego toy news, a Lego product popped up on the internet over the week that I am definitely excited about. It is that of the How to Train Your Dragons Toothless Lego set. And it's kind of like a baby Toothless is what it looks like. It's very adorable, very cool, and it's kind of fun to see that they're going to be doing How to Train Your Dragons. I hope this means we might see more Lego sets for How to Train Your Dragons, where they use Technic pieces to make really cool dragons. Lego's been putting out some amazing dragons with that red dragon from the D&D set and the stuff with Ninjago. So I'm very excited to see that they're going to be doing How to Train Your Dragons. And comics this week we think look awesome. First up, we have a look at DC's and Legendaries Justice League versus Godzilla versus King Kong Part 2, I believe this is, number 1, which looks really awesome. As you could see from the previous McFarlane stuff that we talked about, there was already a Wonder Woman versus Godzilla figure kind of thing coming out. They've been doing that whole Justice League versus the Kaiju monsters for a bit. And now there's a comic you could catch up on while you're getting ready to buy those figures. I believe they did a part 1 a while back, which started this whole thing, so it's fun to see they're going to continue the story. And then next up, we have Marvel Comics Ghost Rider versus Galactus number 1. I don't know if this is a one-shot or going to be a mini-series. I think it is just a one-shot because usually these are. And it's going to be fun seeing Ghost Rider go after Galactus because he is the spirit of vengeance, and there's a lot of people who want revenge on Galactus after all those planets he's devoured. And then finally, the last comic this week that I thought looked really awesome is going to be the next Marvel major event in the comics, and is that of Marvel number 1 Imperium. I can't remember how you say it. I know the image is there. And this is going to be talking about, a Galactus scale kind of battle between, Planet Hulk, the Nova Corps, Black Panther, Wakanda, and just a bunch of other big players who have kingdoms and giant, empires that will be going head to head. I believe we've done something like this in the past. I think we did this with the Skrull and the Kree and all that different groups and stuff like that. And so we're kind of doing that again. And it's just really exciting to see this. So these are the comics this week I thought looked really awesome. Like always, go to your local comic shop, pick up your saver, see what's new. And in our creative corner this week, we have a look at a very talented figure designer and maker with that of DSN 1014 on Instagram. And they have incredible work from fan sketches they did of characters that then they brought to life in action figure form. You could see here there's some images of some different figures and some other kit bash and things they do. Just definitely check them out if you are a fan of 3-inch action figures or just action figures in general. My favorite thing they had was a kind of like Pretender shell kind of gimmick figure they made that was articulated, where you could put the Prime Masters and the Power of the Primes figures that are like the headmasters usually, but the little cores, into the back of these figures that they could kind of combine. I thought that was really cool. There's this really cool orange one. There's plenty on their site to look at. Definitely go check them out. Give them those likes, those loves. Share them with your friends who might be into this kind of stuff, who likes, toy designing and toy stuff and wants inspiration, and to see someone else, doing their own thing, to get that inspiration to do what they're looking forward to doing. But I just really like this. The Peacemaker caught my eye, which I thought was really cool. I don't know if they made that or if they picked that up somewhere, but it's really cool looking. They do other like toy photos and stuff like that and sketches. There's even a sketch of the figure that I was talking about a bit ago that is like the Transformers Power of the Primes core things. Just really awesome stuff. So definitely check them out. Link is in the description down below. And that about wraps it up. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. If you're feeling generous, share it. And thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye.